Hey guys, I'm the college intern at Dunbar Middle School's Herpetology Center, and today I'm going to teach you all what to do around an aggressive animal. Now, in another video, I told you guys that most of the animals at our center are completely harmless, and I meant that. Most of them are. However, we do have some that are not so friendly. Basically, there are two reasons why an animal would act aggressively towards a human. Either it thinks you're a predator, or it thinks that you're prey. An animal that thinks you're a predator is basically terrified of you. Keep in mind that you are a lot bigger than any of the animals that we have here. So it's no surprise, really, that they would be scared of something as big as you are. While most of our animals have gotten used to us and realize that we're not trying to hurt them, some of our animals don't quite understand that yet. There will be some warning signs before an animal attacks, or at least there should be. Signs include being very interested in your hand, making sudden movements toward you, leering back and opening their jaws, and any hissing or screeching noise directed at you. A few of our animals have something that's called cage aggression, which means that when they're in their cage and when you reach in to grab them, they react aggressively. For example, we have a rat snake here who is always in a bad mood and will not let anyone hold him under any circumstance. We have a hognose here who hisses and lashes out at people who reach in for him. We have an iguana that threatens to bite people when they try to touch him. And we have a red Eurymastix who will swat at anyone with his tail. For most of these animals, cage aggression is something that wears off as soon as you take them out of the cage. For example, when you take the hognose out, the hissing usually stops. Woo! Usually. However, the rat snake will always be in a bad mood. In order to touch him, you have to drop a washcloth over his head and grab him right at the base of the neck. So that way he can't turn around and bite. Do you guys have any idea how long it took me to get this guy? He's not happy. He's trying to kill my arm as we speak. The other reason why our animals would react aggressively is if they think that you're prey. Yeah, why would they think that something as big as a person would be food? Well, remember my snake video when I showed you how a mouse and a human finger looks pretty similar? Well, yeah, they can mistake your finger for food. Pretty much every one of our animals here have learned to associate humans with food. When we open the cage, they know that there's a very good chance that they're about to be fed. So when someone sticks their hand into a snake's cage and they see these little pink things coming at them, they might think that that is a mouse. Now when a snake thinks you're a predator, they tend to lean back and they lash out at you really quickly, because this is more of a scare tactic than an attack meant to do damage. However, a snake that thinks you're food is not so quick to let go. They tend to see a hand coming at them, they think it's a mouse, and they latch on. Now, you don't need to panic if this happens. It's really, for our snakes, it's like a pinch. They won't let go, but they really can't do anything. Do you really think they can eat something as big as this? Now, the first thing to do when it comes to a snake is to make sure that they don't think that you're food. Just keep that whole thing out of the equation. What you do is you wash your hands with soap and water, so that way you can get any smell of a mouse or any other animal you've held off of you. Then, when you reach into the cage, make sure that they see your hand, but keep your fingers closed. This way that gives them a chance to smell you and realize, oh, this isn't a mouse, this is a person. This usually works, but you should use caution because it's not a guarantee. Now, if a snake, for whatever reason, does grab onto you and latch on, you don't need to panic because it's just a pinch. They're not going to hurt you that badly. They might not even draw blood. What you do is you take your hand You douse it in water, because if that snake has any interest in breathing, they're going to have to let go at some point, in which case you put him back in his cage and let him sort out what just happened. So just always use your best judgment when it comes to animals, especially the reptiles here. Even the best ones, even the ball pythons, could potentially get frightened or could potentially attack you. It's never happened to me. It's not likely to happen, but you need to always be careful. Devil snake. He's a devil snake. What is that? That's actually kind of cute.